Now I request you all to rise for the national anthem of Pakistan. Thank you. On behalf of the organizing committee, we welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of the 24th Coordinating Council meeting of COMSATS. This important high-level meeting is being hosted by the International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, University of Karachi. More than 50 participants, including the Coordinating Council members, representatives from COMSATS Center of Excellence, delegates from international organizations are attending this meeting, which is in hybrid mode. Now I invite Qari Mr. Azizur Rahman for the recitation of Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
Subhanallah. Before we begin, safety and security announcement is to be presented for your kind attention. The emergency doors are located at your right and left respectively. In case of emergency, you may exit from these doors. You may assemble at Professor Dr. Atar Rahman Laboratories lawn, which is located at the front of the auditorium. I request our learned director, International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, Coordinator General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Standing Committee on Scientific and Technological Cooperation, COMSTEC, Tawaz Vice President for Central and South Asia, Mustafa Prize Laureate Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhry, to deliver welcome address.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Our very dear veteran chief and mentor, Professor Dr. Atar Rahman, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Khalid Diraqi, Professor Dr. Ashraf Shalan, Chairperson of Coordinating Council, my dear brother, Ambassador Dr. Muhammad Nafiz Zakaria, Executive Director of COMSATS, dearest veteran class president, honorary president, currently Professor Dr. Muhammad Hassan sir. Thank you very much for coming. It's an honor to have you with us. Professor Dr. Fazana Shaheen, members of the Coordinating Council meeting, and heads of various institutions from 4 continents of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, I'm extremely pleased to welcome you all to the 24th Coordinating Council meeting. You see, this meeting is actually taking place after several years because of COVID-19. We had a long pause in between, and we are so happy that the International Center is hosting it. We're the founding member of the COMSATS Coordinating Council meeting, that we are very pleased that since the inception of the Commission, we were able to play a role in its strengthening and nurturing. We also have Vice Chancellor of COMSATS University, Dr. Basso. Sorry, I forgot your name. Okay, so in this long overdue Coordinating Council meeting, centers of excellence are participating from various countries. And they represent the global competency in science and technology of the South. And therefore, their presence has a lot of meaning. So I would really like to welcome them to the ICCBS. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world which is defined by knowledge and its applications. As the Pakistani Nobel laureate, Professor Salam said, who happened to be also the founder of COMSATS, he said, the developing countries differ from developed world, not only because they have less wealth and capital, but because they have less knowledge. So it's a very, very important factor. The focus of the 24th Coordinating Council's meeting is on education, knowledge, and international collaboration is extremely important and timely. During this pandemic of unparalleled proportion, the science and technology have helped the humanity from the threat of complete non-existence. Never in the history of humanity, science and technology was so promptly deployed to face a global challenge of an unprecedented magnitude. The developed world was successfully able to transform this calamity into an opportunity. Pandemic has once again highlighted the importance of good governance, social justice, investment in health and education, and most importantly, indigenous capacity building in science and technology. Pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, has also exposed the gross failure of global cooperation, as impoverished nations were left on their own to struggle with a health crisis of unparalleled magnitude. The pandemic has highlighted the vulnerability and weakness of global social and economic cooperation. As Melinda Gates said, the pandemic has magnified every existing inequality in our society, be systemic racism, gender equality, inequality, poverty, and many others. Today, the post-COVID-19 pandemic, the world is indeed a mix of amazing contrast and disparity, where countries of the global north, using the knowledge base they had developed have achieved fast-track technological transformation in every sphere, including health, economy, education, and many more. Where the rest of the world is struggling to come out of this mess which this pandemic has created. Some countries of the global south has already gone through a complete economic meltdown. Several are in the state of descending economic crisis, where many are experiencing a recession of unprecedented magnitude. This coordinating council meeting is even more important than ever in the context of post-COVID world, where economic hardship not only adversely eroded the investment and attention towards science and education, but also magnified the existing divide in knowledge. Before this growing knowledge gap become unbridgeable, we need to act and act promptly at all levels. In this last-ditch effort, South-South cooperation is centrally important. And that is the reason why we consider this coordinating council meeting is an extremely important event. Ladies and gentlemen, enduring challenges of rampant poverty, youth unemployment, food security, insecurity, impact of global climate change, and many more have threatened the very existence of human race. No nation alone can meet these challenges, and thus global political will, systemic approach, deployment of science and technology, and international cooperation are all imperative. Strong research institutions are essential both as national capacity to handle local issues, but also to engage in cross-boundary and international cooperation. They are the places where best of scientific talent is nurtured, new knowledge is generated, and edifice of knowledge-based economies are laid. They serve as powerhouses of new ideas and incubators of innovations. One such center of excellence is International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences. So I invite you while you're here, please feel the ambience and strength of this institution. The center, since its establishment in 1966, under the leadership of towering personalities like Professor Salim Siddiqui and Professor Tawfiq Rahman, has strived not only for local capacity building, but also for global science and technology cooperation. It has trained over 2,000 young researchers from some 50 countries of the world in frontier research. Its 17 specialized research institutions has also trained several hundred young women researchers from Afro-Asian countries. We are pleased to have our alumni, Professor Radhika and Professor Sarimal, both from ITI as the chairman and the Director General from Sri Lanka with us. Thank you very much for coming. So the ICCBS is the only center in this region which has provided diploma training to 120 German students through a structured program. The center has helped in the establishment and strengthening of research institutions all across the world, including medicinal and aromatic research center in Khartoum, Sudan, halal product testing laboratory in Kisr, Kuwait, General Kotlewala Defense University Bioequivalence Institution and Center for Advanced Research called KDUK in Sri Lanka, Medicinal Plant Laboratory at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, Kazakhstan, and 5 joint Sino-Pakistan centers in Pakistan as well as in China. I also have the responsibility of COMSATS, which is one of the strongest organizations in Islamic cooperation organization, Islamic cooperation. This is OIC's ministerial committee, comprised of 57 ministers of science and technology and higher education. And this committee is a permanent standing committee which is responsible for science and technology cooperation and capacity building in in the member states in 4 continents. We have initiated massive programs, including the largest research fellowship program in OIC system, over 700 fellowship of different types. So fellowship for Muslim minorities, fellowship for women scientists, biomedical technician trainings, virology training, training for LDC researchers, and many more. We also have in the World Academy of Sciences Science in Exile program for the scientists displaced because of conflicts in different zones, and we are placing them to the host countries so they can continue to work in their field and then remain viable and important when they go back to their home countries. We have a massive research project which Professor Taraman has initiated back in 1996 with the International Foundation of Science. We have also initiated a new program with ICGB, National Center for Genetic Engineering Biotechnology in Trieste, and that is something like $1.5 million project every year. Country-specific programs, which addresses the specific need of the country, is with Yemen in the field of public health, Nigeria in the field of food security, Sudan in the field of agriculture, Somalia in health and agriculture, Kyrgyzstan in the field of IT and emerging technologies, and Palestine, 500 fellowships for Palestine in consortium of science, consortium of COMSATS, consortium of excellence. We have been building institutions in different places, including computer science faculty in the University of Gambia, halal product testing laboratory in Uganda. We are in this process of establishment of a citrus research center in Abuja. We also have this massive Africa Health Program, which is conducting training of doctors in Niger, Chad, Burkina Faso, Uganda, and many more countries. We are responsible for OIC technology portal and many more. I'm extremely pleased to report that as per the founding vision of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, we have developed institutional mechanism for inter-Islamic cooperation in member states. And mobility of research are now supported as a central theme of this institution. We'll be very happy to work closely with COMSATS under the able leadership of Ambassador Dr. Muhammad Hafiz Zakaria on projects of common interest, as both institutions have a shared mission. Last but certainly not the least, I strongly believe that the best model for socio-economic development for Global South is to invest in the capacity building of our youth and the skill development of our nations. I would like to end my remarks with a quote that scientific thought and its creation is the common and shared heritage of mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, merely benefiting from the knowledge of others and sitting at the fringes of global pursuit of knowledge, scientific thoughts and creation is against the dignity of our intellect, and we must not suffer this humility. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the Executive Director of Commission on Science and Technology for the Sustainable Development in the South, COMSATS, Honorable Ambassador Dr. Muhammad Hafiz Zakaria, to give introductory remarks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished Chairman, Coordinating Council, noble host, esteemed members of the Coordinating Council, worthy advisors, observers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. It is a matter of honor and privilege to be facilitating the 24th meeting of COMSATS Coordinating Council at Karachi, one of the largest cities in the world and commercial hub of Pakistan. I am pleased to extend a very warm welcome to this constellation of eminent scientists and high-profile personalities belonging to the world of science and technology, who are present here in person and those who are online. We are honored to have Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman as our chief guest on this occasion, and I'm keenly looking forward to his enlightening keynote address. We are pleased to have in person participation of Professor Dr. Ashok Shalam, Chairperson COMSATS Coordinating Council, as well as heads or representatives of COMSATS Centers of Excellence in Egypt, the Gambia, Indonesia, Jordan, Nigeria, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Syria, and Tanzania. We are honored to have with us Professor M.H. Hassan, President of the World Academy Sciences, Italy, attending the meeting as honorary lifetime member of the Council. It is heartening to see Council members of recently recomposed COMSATS Technical Advisory Committee, and representatives of partner international organizations also joining the meeting online from different parts of the world. I'm very delighted by the joining of International Network of SMEs, which is in short called INSME, Islamic Organization for Food Security, and Alliance of National Science Organization, in short called ANSO, joining as observer for the first time. I extend a warm welcome to them and hope that the potential for cooperation and collaboration will be fully exploited to our mutual advantage. Having been appointed recently, I was very delighted and excited to meet all of them in person, as also get to know them online. Happy to see the diplomats of COMSATS member states, representatives of R&D organizations, academic institutions, and government organizations of Pakistan, officials and scientists of ICCBS attending the important gathering. The occasion warrants special tribute to the Nobel laureate and world-renowned Pakistani scientist, Professor Dr. Abdus Salam. He envisioned this scientific platform of Commission on Science and Technology for Sustainable Development in the South in 1994. The overarching objective was to bridge the knowledge and technology gap between the global North and global South. The network of 24 centers of excellence established by the member states is a solid foundation from which this forum derives its strength. These centers, with active participation of their respective scientists, many of whom are participating in this meeting, have been introducing scientific solutions to the challenges faced by the developing countries. Their contributions are highly commendable, and COMSATS is indebted to them. Having said that, I wish to humbly submit at this juncture of completion of 28 years of COMSATS existence that it may be important to review the milestones set and achieved. We may also assess the collective strength of the member states of COMSATS and explore and exploit the full potential of this platform to help the members keep pace with the scientific developments. COMSATS members collectively play a major role in the applications of scientific solutions to the global challenges. Food security, climate change, pandemics, lethal diseases, global economic meltdown, and its bearing on the developing economies, lack of access to the emerging technologies are the challenges that need to be addressed in a manner to convert them into opportunities, as Professor Iqbal had just said about the pandemic COVID-19. So during COVID-19 pandemic, the phenomenon of digitization emerged that helped save businesses from a complete breakdown due to lockdowns across the globe. The countries having necessary infrastructure and technological know-how or digital readiness to support remote working were quick to save the economic decline, having swiftly adapting to digitized interaction. A lot of investment went into new digital transformation. The challenge posed by the digital transformation was dealt with greater success in the developed world than in the developing economies. The impact of the pandemic was a clarion call for the developing countries' governments in particular, and their private sectors in general, nationally as also in the international connectivity context. Together, COMSATS countries have the capability and scientific prowess to meet the challenge. COMSATS states may complement each other's expertise and give a definitive direction to this collective force. Looking at our strengths, COMSATS members are 37% of the global population, with largely young generation in their countries. Geographically, across 3 continents, the states cover 25.46 million square kilometers, which is significant number of the globe, and contribute 23% of the GDP to the world GDP. The gap between the size of the population and the contribution to the GDP has to be paid attention. Nevertheless, it may be pertinent to mention that currently at the Innovations Index, only 11 of the 27 COMSATS members figure among the first 100 countries, but none in the first 10. In terms of patent registration index, 14 members figure among the first 100. Hearteningly, 2 figure among the first 10, but this may be seen as an area of focus. Following a well-defined strategy and collective approach to attain the foundational objectives of the forum may bring the remaining members in pace. It may make a global impact to be called COMSATS World of Science and Prosperity. We may aim to bring expertise of COMSATS Centers of Excellence in vital areas under one roof to create a COMSATS International Center of Excellence. So this is just a proposal. How significant are the space sciences need no emphasis. COMSATS may look into developing its own satellite manufacturing and launching facility. Idea is to launch a dedicated COMSATS satellite and benefit all the members. Right now, we are dependent on others. Venture into new technologies pertaining to the agriculture sector to address not just the food security, but also add export capacity to meet the world demand and hence strengthen global South economies. Medicine, ultraviolet-based technological innovations, use of 3D printers in a variety of industrial products manufacturing, aviation, emerging technologies, industrial applications of chemical and biosciences in the manufacturing domain are some of the areas to venture into scientific breakthroughs. It will pave the way for scientific innovations in great numbers, create employment opportunities, and result in widespread economic prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, R&D is inevitable if the developing countries want to reduce the technology and knowledge gap with the developed world, for which this forum was actually established. Advances in terms of 6G, AI, fintech, autonomous robots, biotech, high-powered lasers, accompanied with Internet of Things, blockchain technology, Web 3.0, and 3D printing are products of R&D in science and technology, which have now become the tools of unprecedented digital and economic might. Establishment of a dedicated COMSATS International R&D Center should be an essential part of this organization. Ladies and gentlemen, I take pride in sharing that COMSATS has acquired expertise in the field of information technology. And based on this expertise, COMSATS launched telehealth program, which has been successful. It evinced the government of Pakistan's interest to provide online medical facilities to the poor and disadvantaged people who are living in far-flung areas and don't have access to the medical facility. This is potentially an area of common benefit, and I would like the member states of COMSATS to benefit from it. Since joining the COMSATS, I'll come up with in the later part of the day as to how we can actually streamline things to benefit the COMSATS member states. Since joining the COMSATS as executive director in less than 3 months, I have had the pleasure of working and experiencing the expertise of some of the COMSATS centers of excellence. And I have no doubt that the future of the world is intrinsically linked to the global South. In line with the mechanisms of South-South and triangular cooperation, COMSATS has signed more than 75 memoranda of understanding with various government ministries, academic institutions, national and international organizations. I'm not going to list the number of activities or the organization that we deal with. It's a long list, basically. The organization has co-organized and sponsored various scientific events on issues of crucial importance and relevance to developing countries. Now, under mechanism, the outcome of all the activities of COMSATS shall be communicated to the relevant government departments and private sectors to benefit through their policy approach. COMSATS, what COMSATS can do is to COMSAT centers of excellence may advise and guide the governments in the implementation of the policies successfully and effectively, which will be based on the outcome of the activities that COMSAT would carry out. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, the host of this coordinating council meeting, that is International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, is an active member of COMSAT's network and one of the premier research establishments in the developing world. I would end by expressing gratitude to the ICCBS team under the leadership of an accomplished scientist, Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhry, Director ICCBS, for extending gracious hospitality and outstanding arrangements for the meeting. I also commend COMSAT's team who worked under me, who diligently made preparations for this important meeting. I hope that the 2 days of intensive deliberations will lead to tangible progress in terms of science and technology cooperation among the member states. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request Chairperson COMSATS Coordinating Council, former President of National Research Center, Egypt, Professor Honorable Dr. Ashraf Shalan, to address the audience and highlight the importance of this meeting.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear Professor Atar Rahman, Professor Dr. Khalid Iraqi, Professor Dr. Iqbal Shudari, Professor Dr. Muhammad Nafis Zakaria, Professor Dr. Muhammad Hassan, and lastly but not least, Professor Dr. Farzana Shaheen, respected representatives of the international organizations, respected heads of centers of excellence, either physically present or online, respected technical advisory committee members, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. I'm very happy to be here for the inauguration of the 24th coordinating council meeting. And I have just a few words about our mission in COMSATS. Science, technology, and innovation is the way to develop our countries. Full stop. That's it. Actually, we are working hardly since the COMSATS started and the committee council meeting started in 1995 for making the basis for cooperation and collaboration between the countries of the South. And we are happy to have great success in this. And also we have challenges for the future to make more success and to make more collaboration between our countries for the sake of the people of our countries. Because as you know, we are facing very, let's say, very bad situation in our economy in most of our countries. And let's say that we have big challenges during the last 2 or 3 years. So we have to be more adjacent and adherent to each other, more supportive to each other. So this is our mission in COMSATS Coordinating Council, and we are making our efforts to facilitate this through the umbrella of COMSATS. We have very ambitious future plan, and actually I'm very happy that the government of Pakistan appointed Professor Nafis Zakaria, because he is coming from a background, diplomatic background, is different from the academic background that we used to have in the executive director position. So we are expecting that he will do some different attitudes for more fundraising, more international collaboration with the international bodies in the south and in the north also. So we have also the climate change challenge, and we are working hardly in COMSATS to face these challenges and to facilitate the life of our nations in this situation. And we have also the economic burden of the war, the COVID sequelae, the health problems in viral atmosphere changing around us because of the climate change. So we are working hardly to face these challenges and to support our nations. Again, Egypt hosted the COP27, and COMSATS had a good representation in COP27 last November. And we have delegates there in the conference, and actually we are eager to put this very important subject on the agenda of the research of all our member states. Thanks for ICCBS for its generous hospitality and for the excellent arrangements for this meeting. And also, I'm very happy with the support and with the efforts of the headquarters in Islamabad. They are working very hard to support all the countries members in the council. Again, we are happy to be here in Karachi for the first time, and we are eager to start our collaboration during these 2 days to make something tangible for you and for our colleagues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Vice Chancellor, University of Karachi, respected Professor Dr. Khalid Mahmood Iraqi, to express his views.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman, Patron-in-Chief, ICCBS, Professor Dr. Hassan, Honorable President, the World Academy of Sciences, Professor Dr. Ashraf Salan, Chairperson, COMSAT Coordinating Council, Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhry, Director, ICCBS and Coordinating Journal, OIC COMSTEC. COMSTEC heads of different centers, diplomatic community, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I am feeling very strange among the scientific community. I am not expert in the field of science and technology, but because my subject is management. But I learn from the speakers, I learn from the different events talking about how we can move in terms of growth and development, and talking about socio-economic development of different nations. I personally believe, living in Pakistan, the first important thing is, personally, we have to recognize our international heroes who have contributed for Pakistan. And one of them is Dr. Abdul Salam. Unfortunately, in Pakistan, because of certain so-called ideological thinking, we fail to recognize the people who have contributed, the Nobel laureate, achieving name for Pakistan and contributing in the field of science and technology. So we must appreciate our heroes. And I am not comparing Abdul Salam with other people, but also recognize Ataur Rahman in the same category for his contribution in the field of science and technology, not as a Minister of Science and Technology, but as a scientist. There was a debate about making a distinction between the developed nation and the developing nation. So I firmly believe that, as Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry talked about, the gap is because non-application of science and technology. We are not applying science and technology for addressing different issues. When the COVID hit Pakistan and the other countries, people living in Pakistan, they were saying it is not COVID. The way Donald Trump was saying it was a flu. And Joe Biden said, believe in science rather than fiction. So my advice to everyone, for the people living in Pakistan or anywhere, it's about believing in science. And if we believe in science, then we can make a progress. Dr. Sala talked about 3 words. He used 3 things, talking about science, technology, and innovation. Yes, this is an age about science, technology, and innovation. But I add 2 C's, that is cooperation and collaboration. And I think the COMSATS is a forum providing this sharing of knowledge, because we cannot live in silos. We cannot live in isolation. Today, it's about global partnership. Today, it is about working together. If you believe in sharing, then you will excel in your life. I believe in sharing. That's why I'm enjoying my 25th wedding anniversary. Otherwise, you can have a divorce. So that's my advice to the international community, the scientific community, is about having, it's not only about mind, it's about heart. We have to work with a big heart and collaborating and sharing our knowledge and helping others. People talk about the climate change is an international agenda. It was very much on international agenda 20 years back. But in Pakistan, we were not taking care of the issues of climate change. Once we face the crisis, we are a nation of facing crisis. We wait for the crisis. हम तैयार नहीं होते पहले से, ठीक है जी? So I think the climate change has really opened our mind that we have to take care of our the climate change issues. Generally, people talk about it is the developed nation who are contributing in terms of the natural disasters or in shape of climate change. But with humble apology, we are also contributing. हम लकड़ियां जला रहे होते हैं. We don't take care of about environmental issues, right? It is the disaster which we face in Sindh and Balochistan was not only natural, it was man-made as well, right? So we have to use science and technology for uplifting our community. I hope Dr. Atar Rahman will talk about knowledge-based economy, knowledge-based society, which is a prerequisite for any nation if you want to achieve socio-economic development. So in Pakistan, we have to work with a concept called science and technology and focusing about R&D, research and development. At the same time, we have to believe in institution building. Institutions are important. And it is only the institution which is going to give you the strength. One of the center which we are sitting here is ICCBS. And I feel proud that ICCBS is part of Karachi University and contributing promoting science and technology. And it's a strong institution. And I hope that it's not only the faculty members, but it's about the scientific community working with ICCBS and see how this center is excelling in different areas. I am particularly thankful to Dr. Atar Rahman for playing a very pivotal role in the progress and the development of this center. Last, I want to appreciate my brother Iqbal Chaudhry for playing a very important role both in Islamabad and Karachi. So with these words, I am very much thankful all the participants for sitting in this auditorium and making this event a successful one. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. May I request the Fellow of the Royal Society, UNESCO Science Laureate, former Federal Minister for Science and Technology, Professor Emeritus, Honorable Professor Atar Rahman, to deliver a keynote inaugural address.
Yeah, I don't need to show. Sorry. Incoming. Slides, but I decided to show from art extempore. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Professor Khalid Rafi, Vice Chancellor, Karachi University. It's a little embarrassing for me, sir, to be the chief guest in your presence. You are the heading of the institution, and you should really be the chief guest, but thank you for your humility. My dear friend, Dr. Hassan, he's here, brother. Hassan, it's a real pleasure to welcome you here. He is the honorary president of TRAS, and we've been together for a long, long time. Dr. Ashraf Shalan, I believe, sir, it's your first visit to Pakistan? Or have you been?
Karachi, but I have been in Pakistan.
You've been in Pakistan before.
Several times.
So a very warm welcome to you, sir. And Dr. Ambassador Nafi Zakaria, sir, what a pleasure to have you, and a very belated congratulations for becoming the executive director of COMSATS, and we look forward to your contribution, inshallah. And my dear colleague and friend and brother, Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry, and of course, Dr. Sahiba and all the other members of the Coordinating Council and scientists, ladies and gentlemen, students, Assalamu alaikum. Firstly, let me very warmly welcome all the participants who have come from far and wide. I hope that you have a very enjoyable few days here. And that you have the opportunity to visit our institute, which is a multidisciplinary institution. And I hope that you'd find it interesting to visit some of the labs that are here. Yes, indeed, our Vice Chancellor said that I should speak about the knowledge economy. Let me say that the world has changed. It's knowledge that is driving economies. And it is countries that have realized that their real wealth lies in their children, in the manner in which they educate them, in the manner in which they are able to unleash their creative potential, and in the manner in which then they are able to utilize them for socioeconomic development. It is these that determine the future of countries today. And so natural resources have diminishing importance. The key now is the ability of nations to manufacture and export high technology products. In my slide that I had, which I decided not to show you, I had compared how technology-based products have changed the scenario of the world, and it's really high technology products. It is there where the money lies today. And in order to be able to manufacture and export high technology products, you have to have the whole ecosystem, starting from education, to science, to technology, to innovation, on to commercialization and exports. The whole ecosystem must be right. And if any one of those linkages are weak, it just won't work. And ultimately, of course, the exports of these products. So, and it is not just applied sciences. There is a lot of emphasis, and it's very important that, of course, the areas like AI and robotics and other things, they are the key to the future. But the foundations lie in the basic sciences, in maths, in physics, in chemistry, and biology. Those have to be strong. So it's a kind of a ping pong game, one throwing the ball to the other and getting it back. So it is an interplay between high quality basic science and applied science that we move forward. When I was the Minister for Science and Technology, and later the chairman of the Higher Education Commission, I persuaded President Musharraf at the time to invest in science. And he said, where will the money come from? I said, just buy one or two less F-16s, and the money is there. The result, ladies and gentlemen, was a 6,000% increase in the development budget for science and technology. and a 3,500% increase in the budget for higher education. And we sent about 11,000 students for scholarships to top universities across the world and attracted them back by giving very high salaries. A contractual system of appointment, 10-year track appointment was introduced at the time, whereby the salary of a professor became 4 times the salary of a federal minister in the government. I repeat, the salary of a professor back in 2005-6 was 4 times the salary of a federal minister in the government. Why? Because what we wanted was that when children are passing out of high school and they're deciding about their careers, they should not go into just 2 or 3 subjects which are popular, but also think of going into maths and physics and engineering and biotechnology and new materials and what have you, so that there are opportunities for them. In the year 2002, Pakistan had about only 700 international publications per year in impact factor journals. We were 400% behind India, just for comparison, on a per capita basis, on a population basis. We were 400%. But these 11,000 students who were sent abroad and came back, the graph started changing. Today we have not 700 per year, but about 22,000 international publications per year. And we are about the same as India on a per capita research output basis. We have caught up with India. In actual numbers, of course, India is 5 or 6 times ahead of us because of the greater population, but otherwise it's very similar, which is no small achievement for a country like that. And the credit must go to President Musharraf at that time, who supported all these efforts and led to this revolution. But all is not well. When you look at the COMSATS countries or the COMSTEC countries, situation is pretty bad. And the brutal truth is, and Professor Abdul Salam was very worried about this whole situation. Right throughout his life, he was very frustrated at the situation that was prevailing in the Islamic world, with a lot of lip service being paid by leaders, and also the COMSATS countries by leaders. But in real fact, some of the figures Ambassador Dr. Nafeez Zakaria has described to you in terms of where we stand in the innovation index or in the in other areas. But just one fact. Look at one good university in the UK, the university with which I have been associated and I'm still associated today. That's the University of Cambridge. 121 Nobel Prizes have been produced from just one university. 121 Nobel Prizes. 34 Nobel Prizes have been produced just from one college of that university, Trinity College. 34 Nobel laureates from one college. Forget about a university. And then you look at the entire Islamic world, not a single Nobel Prize in science ever awarded for work done within the Islamic world. Of course, Professor Abdul Salam and Professor Zuhail Ahmad are there, but that was done abroad, not within the Islamic world. So we still live in the darkness of ignorance and superstition. And where does the problem lie? The problem lies in our leadership. Our presidents, our prime ministers, the leadership. They say all the nice things in conferences that they come to, but when it comes to actually paying heed to science or education, we are not there. And so this is what needs to be changed. We heard about the new and emerging technologies, enormous opportunities there. According to a McKinsey Global report, there is a $15.7 trillion impact expected out of AI alone within 5 years from today. If Pakistan can capture 1% of that market, that's about a good $160 billion worth of exports, just AI. Some of you may have tried GPT chat, which is, you can write essays, get it to write essays within minutes for you. and now another competitor, Sparrow, is coming, and so on. So enormous changes. Technologies have been developed in gene editing, such as CRISPR-Cas. So new species which used to take thousands of years to develop can now be created in the laboratory in a matter of weeks, just through this molecular scissors. And so a new era in medicine is emerging out of the advent of such techniques, where you'll be able to edit out disease-causing genes, and the advent of stem cell research, the whole field of regenerative medicine. Anti-aging compounds have been discovered, which not only slow down the process of aging, but actually reverse it, so that it is expected that children being born today will have ages of 120 or 150 years plus. New materials have come in, including nanomaterials. We have a Center for Nanotechnology as a part of this institute, which are amazing. Intelligent materials, graphene about 200 times stronger than steel, metamaterials which are being used for stealth purposes, which allow light to be bent, and therefore they can make objects invisible, and things like that. Amazing developments are taking place. And there are many opportunities, but you must have the leadership committed to utilize such talents. In Pakistan, we have about 67% of our population is below the age of 30. 67%. So that's a huge demographic advantage. But this advantage exists only for another 3 or 4 decades before it becomes a burden. So this is the time that we have to invest and unleash the creative potential that I talked about. There is a fantastic university which has been built as a result of my efforts in Pakistan, where it's the Pakistan Austrian University near Islamabad. So if any of you happen to go to Islamabad, please visit it. It is unique in 2 different aspects. First, it is the first university in the world, to my knowledge, where you have both technology education and engineering education going side by side. So it is the Fachhochschule, where you're providing high-level technical skills at bachelor's and master's level, not lower-level technology skills, but high-level. And the second is the full-fledged engineering stream, and both are working together with a central technology park. The second unique aspect of this university is that there are 8 foreign universities who will be offering their degrees to the students in this university. 8 foreign universities, 3 from Austria and 5 from China. So if you're in one department, you'll get a degree from a joint degree from one foreign university. If you're in another department, you get a joint degree. So, and the heart is going to be the technology part. The focus is on commercialization and innovation, so that ideas can be translated into products and processes. So this is functional now, and I'm now involved in building a second university in Sialkot, which is an industrial area, and that is under construction. And the project of 2 other universities have already been submitted. So these are small steps in the right direction, but they have to be multiplied manyfold before you start seeing a major impact. However, we have enormous amount of creative potential within our youth, and that is the hope, the light at the end of the tunnel. Our children, they are as bright as anywhere in the world. It's a question of realizing that, investing in them, and then waiting for the magic to happen. And inshallah, magic will happen. Last few words about this institute, starting with the late Dr. Salim Ahmad Siddiqui, whose photograph is on my right. And then I played a small part, and now, mashallah, Professor Iqbal Chaudhry, carrying on and keeping the torch burning. And of course, our faculty, which is outstanding, and the students. There are 4 or 5 things that we have done in this institute. Firstly, every faculty member is evaluated every year. Every faculty member is evaluated every year, on the basis of which certain decisions are taken. And under the tenure track system, There are 2 international evaluations at the assistant professor level, 2 international evaluations at the associate professor level, and 2 international evaluations at the full professor level. And in our institute, 2 additional. So we have 8 evaluations. 8 evaluations in this institute internationally by international experts. And if the evaluations are negative, we say goodbye, go home, do something else. There's no place for you in this institution. So that is the heart of any good institution is the faculty. The building, the infrastructure and everything comes later, but the heart is the faculty and is their creative potential. So that's built in. The second is high quality technicians. So some 6 electronic engineers here who have been trained regularly abroad. This is often ignored in science institutions. So 6 electronic engineers and excellent maintenance staff. So we have about 13 superconducting nuclear magnetic resonance spectrometers, 800 megahertz to 300 megahertz. We have about 20 different mass spectrometers, X-ray, etc., etc. So getting the equipment is half the battle. Making it run and providing efficient service is the second half. So it's probably one of the best institutions in the whole region in terms of facilities and infrastructure. And behind that, we have helium liquefaction plants, liquid nitrogen plants, etc. So all these, the services. The whole campus is now, this whole facility is now solarized with 2 megawatts of electricity, and we are going to add another half a megawatt here. So constantly striving. And the other is the multidisciplinary nature of the institute. So it started with the Chemistry Institute, HEJ Research Institute of Chemistry. Now you have biotechnology, genomics, virology, nanotechnology, Center for Molecular Medicine, regenerative medicine, stem cells. And so it's a blend of chemistry and biology. And the reason that it is a blend is that some of the most exciting work that is going on in science is in the borderlines of different fields. And so this is what we are trying to do. And we are constantly looking at new horizons and seeing what new centers are to be added on. So I don't want to take any more of your time. I was allocated 20 minutes and I believe they're just up. I'd just like to end by welcoming you once again, all of you who have come from far and wide, as I said. I hope that you have a very stimulating time and that COMSTEC and COMSATS can work together to have some joint strategies in various areas. There are many programs, excellent programs that COMSTEC has, and there are many excellent programs that COMSATS has, and there is a lot of relationship together. So this networking, I think, is a very important area. We can collaborate, and but I think the most important thing that both COMSTEC and COMSATS can do, because you have ministers of science as members of your, is policies. Get policies approved through the respective cabinets of the governments concerned. And these policies should be integrated policies covering not just science or technology, but also innovation and entrepreneurship and commercialization and ease of doing business and such aspects, so that the linkages that I spoke about in the beginning are really strengthened. Because as I said, even if one of the links is weak, then the magic will not happen. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our dear colleague, Professor Dr. Farzana Shaheen, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, foreign delegates, distinguished guests, faculty members, friends, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I am pleased to extend this vote of thanks on behalf of International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences to the Honorable Chief Guest, foreign delegates from COMSAT member states, COMSAT Secretariat, and the organizing team of 24th COMSAT Coordinating Council meeting which is being held at the International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences. We sincerely appreciate the Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman, former Federal Minister for Science and Technology and Patron-in-Chief, International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, for sparing his precious time to attend today's inaugural ceremony of 24th Coordinating Council meeting of COMSATS. Sir, your outstanding achievements and contributions in the establishment of a world-class center, ICCBS, and in the area of science and technology at national and international level inspire all of us. Each year, the COMSATS Coordinating Council meeting is hosted by one of the Center of Excellence, and the decision to organize the 24th Council meeting at the ICCBS was made in the last council meeting, which was held in Tianjin Institute of Biotechnology as per proposal of our Director, International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences. And I express profound thanks to Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhry, my teacher, mentor, and director, for his guidance and kind supervision in making all arrangements of this council meeting, and for leading all activities and programs of ICCBS, which is internationally recognized by several international organizations such as COST, COMSATS, OIC, and UNESCO. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Dr. Khalid Mahmood Iraqi, Vice Chancellor, University of Karachi, for his commitment and continuous support to the ICCBS. I would like to welcome and I would like to thank Honorable Ambassador Dr. Mohammad Hafiz Zakaria, Executive Director of COMSATS. His services are highly recognized as High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Malaysia and several other countries. Currently, he is leading all programs and activities of COMSATS. I extend a very warm welcome and thanks to Professor Dr. Ashraf Shalan, Chairperson Coordinating Council and former President, National Research Center, Egypt. I wish to express my gratitude to President Tuar, Professor Dr. Muhammad Hassan, and all representatives and heads of the Center of Excellence from COMSATS member states for the participation in the 24th Coordinating Council meeting of COMSATS, which is expected to strengthen the program of network for meeting the socio-economic needs of COMSATS member states. I would like to express my gratitude to all foreign delegates, distinguished guests, officials from government and University of Karachi, faculty members, research officers, and all staff members of ICCBS for attending this ceremony. And I express my sincere gratitude to COMSATS and ICCBS organizing team of 24th COMSATS Council meeting. Finally, I would like to convey my gratitude to everyone here for taking time to join us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. I request all the dignitaries, diplomatic members, council members, and representatives of the partner organization to join the chief guest and Honorable Director, ICCBS, on stage for a group photograph. I also request our online distinguished participants to turn on their cameras for photograph.
Fatima. Suggest that foreign students should also come. Actually, where are you?
all the participants, please accept being the panelist. So we can have your cameras. So we are ready. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thanks. One more time.
So, brother, how I looks like? Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everybody. Yeah.
That is smile. You look very nice.
Yeah.
Good. It looks like handsome.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Professor Lin, how are you?
Sunny?
Okay, just good. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
colleagues.
hope we.
Yes.
Yeah, we were really was really planning to come, but you know, shortage of time. So sorry for that, and happy New Year for everyone.
Yeah.
You too.
We are still in a
Your
Chinese
countries.
New Year holiday.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I tried to go to Karachi, but they said it's very cold.
Very cold. Okay. We are living here in Astana in Kazakhstan. So, so very cold for us. Start from -20.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I came walk today, and it is about, you know, there is 2 degrees. The degree you see and it feels like. So it feels like, the most important it feels like, and it was -23. So it's okay to walk.
Minus 23?
-23, yes. Yeah, yesterday was -8 and we was running in the streets very happy. We said, oh, this is warm.
You're welcome to Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
The temperature in Jamaica should be very warm, right?
Yeah, well, it's quite warm. It's pleasant actually at this time.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, you know, as I'm, you know, I'm Egyptian, I'm African. So for us, you know, when it is coming up to 10 degree plus in Egypt, we said, oh, we are freezing here.
That's impossible. That is too difficult. that is the extreme climate change.
Yeah. You see, sometimes, you know, sometimes it's a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot of fun sometimes because you got experience it for something that you just started and you see it in the TV, but now you survive with it. You become adapted to it. It is really lovely sometimes, yeah. But when it's stormy, keep home, keep office.
We hope next meeting will do in a good country and we will be there. We will be there, yeah, as personal meeting.
Inshallah.
Personal attendance. Inshallah.
Everyone is welcome. IFS is really happy to coordinate with COMSATS. You know, it has been very long time, the relation between myself and the COMSATS actually. And it is all about success and all about entertainment. And they are like a brothers, really. We have been around so many OIC and member countries since I was working really in Cisco and in IFS. We start also partnerships, MOUs. We have been in Malaysia, we have been in Morocco, we have been in Nigeria. So we have been coordinating with COMSATS for a very long time actually. And also in Egypt, they have very good cooperation with the National Research Center. and other, yeah, so it was, yeah. So brothers in COMSATS, how is brother Tajammul Hussein? Is he's around?
I just heard that she retired.
Yeah, I know he's retired, but he's sometimes show up. Yeah. Best regards to him. Yeah.
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 But I think we in Jamaica, we lost somebody who is probably, very familiar with you, or Professor Gerard Layla, who I believe most of you would know. But he passed on a few years during the pandemic.
Oh.
But I think many of you
Sorry.
have met him in the
That's
very
sad.
beginnings of COMSATS, yeah. Charles Grant is here. I think he can.
Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon now, is it? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We do.
Okay, good. My camera back on.
We have question, brothers.
So when we will come back, brothers in COMSATS, secretary, when we will come back?
After 20 minutes, Doctor.
After 20 minutes. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
See you around then. Yeah, after 20 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Waalaikumsalam.
I'm from Indonesia.
Yes, Bambang is very famous name in Indonesia. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, see you later then.
See you, inshallah. Inshallah. See you. Okay. Bye for now.
It will start at 11 o'clock Pakistan time.
We start at 11, right?
Yes, Pakistan time.
So actually, we do have 40 minutes to right?
Yes.
So I think we can just return in 30 minutes, and we can join a section, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So you can take a rest. Good. So see you, brothers, friends. So we can return in 40 minutes.
Good.
Hello, Dr. Ferrero. Please accept our request for being the panelist. Yes.
Hello, good morning to you. Good evening to me. It's midnight in here in Bogota, Colombia. So
Good morning from Pakistan.
thank you for inviting me and for making me a panelist also. I'm Enrique Forero. I'm a new member of the Technical Advisory Committee, which is an honor. I feel very honored to have been appointed to the committee. And, I'll do what I can to support COMSATS in my region, which is Latin America. So it's nice to be here.
Thank you and welcome, sir. So it's a refreshment break, and it will start again at 11 o'clock Pakistan time.
Okay.
Yes,
So
almost 40 minutes from now.
So we'll take a break.
Yes.
I'll be back in 40 minutes. Thank you.